"Hey, can you feed my dog?" That's all she said. Light, casual, as if we were still married in the ways that mattered. She was laughing with her mother on the other end. I could hear the ocean behind them, waves, clinking glasses, distant music. A vacation I hadn't been invited to. A life I hadn't been part of in months. Still, I said yes. Because you don't say no when your wife calls from a trip you didn't know she was taking. The key was under the third brick by the steps, still warm from the sun. The door opened without resistance. The stench hit me first. Rotting food, mold, something fouler underneath. A sharp, stomach-turning blend of neglect and filth. I stepped inside, calling for the dog. No bark, no nails on tile, but from the hallway, a whimper, low, human. I moved quickly, opened the door to the back bedroom, and there he was, my son, curled on a soiled mattress, skin stretched over bones, lips cracked, eyes sunken and barely open. Unconscious. A water bottle tipped over beside him. He'd been alone in that house, not the dog, my son. The hospital took him in without a word. Dehydrated, malnourished, anemic. Had he been sick, the nurse asked? No, he hadn't. He was fine the last time I saw him, laughing, running, eating pizza and falling asleep with sauce on his shirt. That was weeks ago. I hadn't been allowed to visit recently. He's with his grandmother, my wife had said. He's safe, don't worry. I did, but I respected boundaries, custody arrangements, the illusion of peace. Now I felt like a fool. A man who let someone else hold the gun to his child's head and smiled, thinking it was a handshake. I asked the nurse quietly, how long had it been? Several days, she said, maybe longer. I checked the calendar. They'd been gone 12. 12 days of sun, sand, and cocktails, while my son was locked in a dark room, left to starve. I didn't call her, not immediately. I wanted her to enjoy her vacation. I wanted her to come home smiling, because that smile, I would need to watch it die. Instead, I went back to the house, took photos, every angle, food in the fridge, untouched, dog bowl overflowing, mail stacked, lights off. Then I checked the security camera. Still active. She must have forgotten. The last footage showed her leaving. She waved to the camera, blew a kiss, to the dog. The timestamp, the same morning they flew out. She never once looked toward the hallway, never once checked the back room. She locked the door. Double turn, the kind you use when you want something to stay buried. I copied the footage to a flash drive. Then I checked the text logs. She had told me they were taking him to her sister's for the week. A lie. I called her sister. She hadn't seen my son in months. She walked into the hospital room 3 days later, tan, sunglasses on her head, still wearing that wide, performative smile, until she saw me. And then saw the bed, our son's IVs, the bandage on his arm, the slow beeping of a machine keeping count of breaths he couldn't take on his own. She froze. Her lips moved, but no words came. I handed her the flash drive. She didn't touch it. "Where's the dog?" she whispered. Not "is he okay?" Not "what happened?" The dog. I looked at her then, really looked, like you look at a dead thing you haven't buried yet, and I knew. She didn't forget him. She left him. I didn't fight in court. I didn't scream. I gave the judge my evidence, the footage, the texts, the hospital reports, medical assessments, a quiet, concise affidavit. Her lawyer tried to paint it as postpartum stress, a mistake. I let them, because mistakes don't lock doors and fly to the Maldives. Mistakes don't lie across state lines. The judge ruled swiftly. Full custody, emergency order, no visitation. Her mother screamed in the hallway. She didn't. She just sat there, staring at her hands, as if they might confess before she did. I walked past her on the steps, paused. "You asked me to feed your dog," I said quietly. "You forgot you had a child." She didn't look up, didn't need to. Her silence was louder than a scream. It took weeks for my son to speak again. The first word he said was water. The second was cold. Now he sleeps with a nightlight, eats in small bites, always checking if there's more. The trust will take years. But the silence is gone. He laughs sometimes, not always, but when he does, it's real. And me? I've stopped waiting for apologies, stopped looking for guilt in her eyes. It doesn't matter why she did it, only that she did. I don't love her. I don't hate her. I simply removed her. Like rot, like poison, like something that should never have been there to begin with.